Hi there, I'm Laura, and this is LAYLO Wellness. Today's practice is going to be all about balance. It's something we strive for in our daily lives, in our yoga lives, and we just have to keep practicing it. So don't worry if there is a wobble or you fall out of a pose. Just get back into it, steady yourself, and keep moving. Let's get started. Let yourself get into any seated position that you feel comfortable with, but one that will allow you to have a nice long spine. You can keep your eyes open if you'd like, or you can let those eyes softly close. That choice is up to you. Take a moment and just connect with your body and your breath. Just breathing like you would normally breathe. And then gradually taking a few deeper breaths than usual. As you inhale, feel yourself lengthening out through your spine. And as you exhale, letting your muscles relax and soften. Inhale, finding that midline of the body. It's that invisible line that runs from the crown of your head all the way through that pelvic floor. If you were standing, it would land right between your feet. That's your balance line that you're trying to get back to every time you feel a wobble. Inhale, sitting tall, seeing that line at the midline. Exhale, letting yourself just relax into it a little bit. Let's take one more breath here. Sigh it away and allow those eyes to open. Let's go ahead and move our hands here to the top of our mats. Our knees directly underneath the hips, and keeping our fingers nice and wide so you can see the mat between your fingers. Come back to that midline and really envision it from the crown of the head down through the middle of your back so you can find some length all along your neck. Let's take a deep breath, lift the gaze, drop the belly, lift the hips for cow pose. Exhale, scoop the hips round the spine, tuck the chin for cat pose. Notice you can still find that midline of the body even while the spine is moving. And bring yourself back to the tabletop, returning to the midline of the body. Inhale and reach out through your right hand, extending it straight out from the shoulder, and then reaching out through your left leg, extending it straight out from the hip. We want these to be equal distance off the floor, so if you feel like your hip needs to be a little bit lower, your leg rather, from your hip, go ahead and match that distance off the floor with your arm. We're going to take a bend at both the elbow and the knee and pull them out to the side, and then return to our bird dog. Let's do that again. Trying to keep the elbow and the knee at an equal distance. Bring it back. One more time. And return to the center. Exhale, coming back to your table. Inhale, cow and cat. Just resetting your spine right there. Come back to that midline from the crown down to the middle of the spine, finding the length along your neck. Inhale, reach up through the left hand, extending straight out from the shoulder, and then the right leg. Extending straight out from the hip, finding that equal distance off the floor. Notice we keep the fingers and the toes spread nice and wide. And your foot is flexed, pulling your toes toward the shin. Let's bend at the elbow and the knee, bringing them out to the side and back to the center. If you find that little wobble, that's okay. Wobbling is normal, and it's going to happen. Just steady yourself. That's why we practice. Returning to our bird dog. and coming into your tabletop. Let's take another cow and cat. Come to your table, start to walk your hands back toward the body, up those legs. Take a nice big deep breath. Lifting your gaze, drop the heels of your hands to the top of your back side. A little squeeze between your shoulder blades. Taking the gaze up to the ceiling. And level out the gaze. We're going to step forward with the right foot, hands on top of that right thigh. Push off, keeping a generous bend here in your knees. We want to have the feet right underneath the hips. Reach the hands high, finding a chair pose. Notice that we're letting the hips sit heavy, but we're reaching up through that upper body. This is a balance between fighting gravity by reaching high and allowing gravity to also ground us down. On your next exhale, sweep the hands down while you come up onto your toes for balancing chair. We're putting a little squeeze between the shoulder blades. Arms are extended, palms facing down, arms higher than your back. Returning to chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, chair to balancing chair. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhaling to mountain pose now. Stand all the way up nice and tall. Find a little squeeze here in your glutes. Gently pushing the hips forward, and we're reaching our hands alongside the body. Shift all your body weight into your right leg. We're going to turn this left knee out. So we're moving into a tree pose. You can have your toes on the ground with your heel just above your ankle. Maybe you want to bring it all the way up to the calf or to the inner thigh, just above or below the knee. Since our knee is not made to go laterally, we don't want to put pressure on it from the side. You can do anything you want here with your hands. Maybe they're at heart center. Maybe they're giving a nice big wave up here. You decide where you'd like to go. Take 3 breaths. On your next inhale, reach those hands high, returning to chair. Exhale, balancing chair. Inhale, chair. Exhale. One more. Chair. Mountain pose. Shifting your weight to the left leg now. Turn that right knee out to the side and try to mirror your foot placement for the tree on the other side on this side. Whatever you want to do with those hands, wherever you'd like them to go. 3 breaths. Put your mind into those anchor points of your left foot, the big toe, the pinky toe, and the heel. Inhale, returning to chair. Balancing chair. Inhale. Balancing chair. Inhale. Mountain pose. Shifting that weight back into the right leg. Inhale and lift the left foot off the floor to come into a standing staff pose. Find your balance first and then take a deep breath, reaching your hands out wide. Exhale, cross those arms, left arm on top, stacking your elbows. You can stay right here or bring the backs of the hands or the palms of the hands together. Let's go ahead and bend that right leg and then cross over with the left. Maybe you cross once, maybe you're wrapping your left toes behind the right leg. Let's go ahead and lift those elbows up higher for eagle pose. 3 breaths here. Inhale, release the hands, returning to chair pose. Exhale, balancing chair. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Mountain pose. Whew, nice work. Let's go ahead and get that other side. Start by shifting your weight first and picking the right foot up off the floor. Find your standing staff. Get your balance first. It might help to focus on one spot on the wall or the floor. Take a deep breath. Reach those arms out wide. Exhale. Right arm on top of left. Stack your elbows. Hug your shoulders in. Again, stay here, or options are backs of the hands together or palms of the hands together. And we start to bend through the left leg as we cross over with the right. Maybe taking one wrap, maybe wrapping those toes behind the left calf. Lift the elbows up a little higher wherever you've chosen to keep your hands. 3 breaths. Inhale, unwind, chair pose. Exhale, balancing chair. Inhale, chair. Exhale, balancing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Mountain pose. Take a breath. If you're feeling a little bit tight anywhere, let yourself loosen up a little bit. Take a little swing. And then find some stillness here in the center. Shifting our weight back into this right leg. Inhale, lift up with your left foot. Exhale, take a big step back. Heel is up. Hands come to heart center. And we scoop the hip under while we lift the chest high to come into a crescent lunge. Bending the back knee, push off with the left foot, maybe taking a half step in, maybe lifting directly off the floor. Begin to lower the chest while you lift the left leg to come into warrior 3. If you wobble or fall out of that pose, that's pretty common and it's okay. Just reset yourself. On your next exhale, big step back, drop your left hand down, reach up through the right for revolved runner's lunge. And on your next exhale, drop the right hand down, frame up your front foot, take a big step back to come into plank. You might be on your toes, you might be on your knees. We're going to pivot to our right, either in a supported side plank or full side plank. 3 breaths here. Returning to plank. Walk the feet forward and roll up through the spine. Mountain. Inhale, chair. Exhale, balancing chair. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Mountain. Coming onto that left foot, picking up the right. Hands to heart center, big step back. Find your crescent lunge. Your back heel is up. We're going to scoop the hip forward, lift the chest high. And move from here to our warrior three. Little bend in your right leg, push off or drag that foot in slightly and take a half step in as you start to move to your warrior three. Find your one spot to focus on. See if you can lift that back leg a little higher. One more breath. On your next exhale, take a big step back. Drop your right hand to the floor. Sweep up through the left for that revolved runner's lunge. Letting your hip sink. And then we frame up that front foot, step back into your plank, dropping down to the right knee, taking that opening to the left once again, either staying here in your supported side plank or extending through your right leg. 3 breaths. Maybe your gaze is up, maybe front, maybe down to the ground. Let's drop that left hand, returning to our plank pose. Take your knees to the edges of your mat, your big toes together. I'm going to sit it back into a child's pose, either with our fingers reaching toward the top of the mat, with our forehead resting on the mat or a block, stacking the fists under the forehead, or draping the arms alongside the body. Slow and controlled breaths. Come back to that midline visualization from the crown all the way down to the tailbone, and then dropping right between your 2 big toes, touching on the floor. Every exhale, allowing your body to soften a little bit more. Release a little bit more. And allow yourself 5 peaceful breaths. On your next inhale, bring your hands right underneath your shoulders. Press away from the floor. Slowly rolling up through the spine, take a nice deep breath, reaching the hands high. Reset your spine on that midline. Exhale, bringing the hands down to heart center, setting the hips back, maybe tucking your toes here. May you have peace in your thoughts, kindness in your words, and hope in your hearts, from my heart to yours. Namaste. Hope you were able to enjoy today's practice. Balance is one of those things, you got to use it or lose it. So it's always a good practice for almost any of us. If you did enjoy today's practice, please make sure you share it with someone who might be able to benefit from it. Like, comment, subscribe, all those good things. And if you'd like to learn some more ways to integrate a lot of different elements of wellness into your everyday life, please come visit me at LAYLOwellness.com.